Okay, it's time to rise and shine, people of Montgomery, Alabama. One more day above the ground, and the ground's not above you. I'd say that's a lot, pretty much to be thankful for this morning. It's a great day to be alive. The time on the wall said to the 7:06 in the morning, right here in the capital city, Montgomery, Alabama. I know there are a lot of places one could live. There are a lot of places, and I've lived a lot of places one could live, but I made this home for the time being. There's a good chance that this will be my last home. It's a good chance that's going to happen. But anyway, good morning, and good morning again. As you rise and shine this morning in the capital city, the temperature outside is 75 degrees. Full forecast right now coming up. And we're actually at 73 degrees right now, so it's getting cooler. 35% chance of rain today. A little bit more. The weather almost the same as it were yesterday. A little cooler today, though, than it was yesterday, but that's okay. Partly cloudy and it's early, and scattered showers and thunderstorms during the afternoon, which is good, cools things off. High today around 94 degrees. Winds light and variable. And the chance of rain is, let me see what that says, 40%. So just carry an umbrella in the back seat or something. On tonight, 16% chance of rain, partly cloudy skies will give way to cloudy skies later, low of 73 degrees. Winds light and variable. On tomorrow, if we should see it, a 24% chance of rain or some precipitation of some sort. Okay. But today, 34% chance of rain, pollen is low, air quality is moderate, and UV index is very, very high, whatever that means. I don't know what UV index is. Ultraviolet, whatever it means. I can't see it, so I don't know it's there. Anyway, good morning to you. I'm Kevin Elkins, and this is Decisions. We call it that because everything we do requires us to make one. And even when we decide not to make one, well, we just made one. Okay, so no mystery there. Okay, good morning to you. Well, less than a week away from the special election that I'm a candidate for. I'm feeling pretty good. Yeah, I went to MCDC the other night, and they greeted me with kind hands. Okay, not too kind, but greeted me with kind hands. They didn't, they wanted me to admit that one of the guys wanted me to admit that I voted for Trump. Okay. Now, I could have lied about it, but if I had said, I voted for Trump, but then everybody knew I voted for Trump. So then I would have been, my credibility would have been lost. But I knew it was going to be a dagger. Once I said I voted for Trump, I'm in front of the MCDC. I knew I was going to get screwed glued that too. But they really were nice people. They really were. They were cordial, professional people. We just had a difference of opinion on some things. But you'll be surprised. We agreed on something. Yeah, that's the kind of guy I am. I ride the middle until I can. Okay, so good morning. Next up, of course, it is our daily bread because that's the way we roll around here. Our daily bread is a very important part of this show because no matter what we do, no matter who we are, we all believe in something. And it is that belief system that is inherently within us that makes us who we are. Who are you? What do you believe in? Interesting question. We'll be back right after this, so don't go into place. All right, we'll be back. I hope to be back.
Fruit of the Spirit changes us so we can impact the lives of those around us.
Our Daily Bread.
Today's encouragement from the Our Daily Bread devotional was written by Soshi Dixon. Soshi writes, "During the spring and summer, I admire the fruit growing in our neighbor's yard. Their cultivated vines climb a shared fence, to produce large bunches of grapes. Branches dotted with purple plums and plump oranges dangle just within our reach. Although we don't till the soil, plant the seeds, or water and weed the garden, the couple next door shares their bounty with us. They take responsibility for nurturing their crops and allow us to delight in a portion of their harvest. The produce from the trees and vines on the other side of our fence reminds me of another harvest that benefits me and the people God places in my life. That harvest is the fruit of the Spirit. Christ followers are commissioned to claim the benefits of living by the power of the Holy Spirit. As God's seeds of truth flourish in our hearts, the Spirit produces an increase in our ability to express love, joy, peace, forbearance, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, and self-control. Once we surrender our lives to Jesus, we no longer have to be controlled by our self-centered inclinations. Over time, the Holy Spirit can change our thinking, our attitudes, and our actions. As we grow and mature in Christ, we can have the added joy of loving our neighbors by sharing the benefits of His generous harvest.
Today's Our Daily Bread devotional scripture reading is from Galatians chapter 5, verses 16 through 25. So I say, walk by the Spirit, and you will not gratify the desires of the flesh. For the flesh desires what is contrary to the Spirit, and the Spirit what is contrary to the flesh. They are in conflict with each other, so that you are not to do whatever you want. But if you are led by the Spirit, you are not under the law. The acts of the flesh are obvious: sexual immorality, impurity and debauchery, idolatry and witchcraft, hatred, discord, jealousy, fits of rage, selfish ambition, dissensions, factions, and envy, drunkenness, orgies, and the like. I warn you, as I did before, that those who live like this will not inherit the kingdom of God. But the fruit of the Spirit is love, joy, peace, forbearance, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, and self-control. Against such things there is no law. Those who belong to Christ Jesus have crucified the flesh with its passions and desires. Since we live by the Spirit, let us keep in step with the Spirit. That's today's scripture reading from Galatians chapter 5, verses 16 through 25.
Let's pray. Your Heavenly Father, please help us to produce fruit in our lives, Lord, that we know can only come from you. As you work through us, we can impact others. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen. Today's encouragement was provided by Our Daily Bread Ministries.
Good morning, Montgomery. You can hear my granddaughter in this here. Yeah, I didn't get a chance to take them out with me. But I'll tell you about that later. Good morning, Jarhead. Time to rise and shine. Maxwell, it's time to get up. I know the Air Force doesn't get up this early, but it's time. Okay, we're back. We're here. We're live. We're in person. Get rid of that thing all in front of my face right there. I don't know why that's there. Maybe I should get taller or something. I'm not exactly sure. I'm feeling good this morning. Good night's rest. Good night's sleep will cure just about anything. You know what I mean? Let the body rest. It is 7:18 in the morning. If you got to be there by 7 o'clock, well, you are wrong. Now, listen, you guys got to get me some more viewers or listeners or whatever they call them, because we need to have conversations in this city about. We need to have conversation in this city about things that we don't talk about. I mean, we always talk about the things that we don't like about the city, about each other, but we rarely have a conversation about the great things. You know, about the things that keep us together, the things that make us one big old family. And every family got crazy uncle. Okay, my sister and them, they probably think I'm crazy uncle too. You know, but that's okay. Everybody needs a crazy uncle in the family. There's always somebody not quite there. You know, right here. Everybody's got a family member like that. What's your family member's name that's like that? No, okay, my family like this. Kevin, yeah, me. I'm the guy that. You know, I've been working on it a long time, and it doesn't really seem to work out too good for me. But I've been working on it a long time. Anyway, good morning. I asked and since we are in the election process, I asked a question the other day on my Facebook page, and I yet still haven't got one. I think maybe one or two responses. And the question is, what do you want in a public official? What do you think is an intangible quality of a person that's running for office or even in office? Because you guys spend a lot of time telling people how bad they are, what they're not. Well, what is it that you look for in someone who says that they're going to represent you? Well, what do you look for? Because we really don't know. I mean, now I realize that I have most of those qualities, but I imagine I lack someplace. I'm not very patient at times. But what is it that you guys look for? I mean, and maybe we can just if these people don't have the quality that you're looking for, we just don't just ignore them right up front. So what is it that some of you folks are looking for a public official? I mean, really, what is it? Oh, and one thing, I didn't realize this till I got off the air yesterday. Dolly Parton passed away. I loved her music. I know, it's an amazing thing though but she's been a respected member of Hollywood, of the music industry, Tennessee, Nashville, all place. I mean, for years. As a matter of fact, WSFA is. I think they got a video on when she was here. I guess somewhere in 1978. 1978. Where was I at? Can't remember. Oh yeah, I was in Fort Leonard Wood, Missouri, someplace like that. Fort Leonard Wood. Yeah, it was Fort Leonard. I said Fort Leonard Wood or Fort Jackson. I can't remember now. I wouldn't think about being in Hollywood. But to me, she was a special person. She was just, she wasn't pretentious, presumptuous. She just seemed to be a pretty decent human being. And I know she's been giving money to people forever. I should have I should have sent her a letter. But she is. Everybody's got a little crazy in them. That's true. We do. Everybody's got. Matter of fact, one of the greatest psychologists or psychiatrists said that was it not Albert Einstein? Was it who was it? I don't know. Anyway, one of them said that on any given day, any of us can be diagnosed with a mental illness. Okay, and he's probably right because we go through moods and things like that. Kevin, do you feel zesty? I do feel zesty this month. I don't know what it is. It's first of all, I'm glad to be here because there's so many people. My good friend, Mr. Cunningham, um, 97 years old. He passed away the other day in his sleep, and just that kind of broke my heart a little bit. But I mean, uh, well, if we live, we leave, and that's for sure. That is for sure we do. So, and there's just some things. There's just some things that you cannot avoid. That's one of them. You can avoid paying taxes for a little bit till they catch you. You can't. But the one thing you can't avoid is the Grim Reaper. He's just waiting till your name comes up on the list. And used to be, I spent a lot of time thinking about dying. One day, that's okay. What am I going to be doing? Will I be driving a car when I'm going down the street? What am I going to do when my time comes? I don't want to be in the car because I don't want to hurt anybody else. So I think the good Lord will probably give me that grace. Anyway, somebody's giving me a desire. This past Saturday, young lady driving the wrong way down. Yeah. Well, Glenn. I'm gonna address your question in a second. Let me address his about the young lady driving down the wrong side of the road, and that was one of the things that killed that Marine. I believe our cities often, and I came up with this idea, but I think sometimes at night, depending on how you get on the freeway, um, you really can't tell which way the traffic is going. Um, and so not knowing her circumstances, but in Montgomery, I get confused. Hey, listen, I get confused sometimes which street goes which way. Because if you're new to this, it was an accident, right? If you're new to the city, you could be going down a one-way street and not know it. So I do have a solution for that, and that solution would be all one-way streets should be have a yellow stripe. I mean, a red stripe down rather than the yellow stripe. I think we need to do that. I think it's not necessarily their fault. Somebody was complaining the other day to me about supporting the this $375 million bond at the mayor, and I got to tell you, some people, even though I do believe we need a civic center, but you know, there's some people who are making some really good issues against it. There's some people that are making pretty good arguments against spending that kind of money. Of course, now the whole $375 million wouldn't be spent on the convention center, whatever you want to call it, civic center. But some people are making some interesting points about this thing because initially I was against it. Then I said, let me go ahead and do it, But some people some people are making some good argument. And I'll tell you what some of those arguments are. Good morning, Zip the Days. hmm Okay. All right. Okay. Right. Right. Oh, my bad. Okay. Hmm. Okay.
Civic Center.
Hmm.
Convention centers, so we already have both of those. We have City Hall down there where city business is conducted, and then we have the Convention Center, as identified by U.S. Air Force, is a convention center.
Yeah, yeah, and I put. Sorry about that, guys. You couldn't hear. I forgot to put it online. Um, Simpler Days was explaining to me the difference between a convention center and a civic center. Now, me personally, I thought they were one of the same with the interchange. Okay, so couldn't it be both? Simpler Days couldn't a nice size civic center be a convention center also?
Well, yeah, I mean, if that's the way you want to do it, but most cities have a traditional civic center where civic work is carried out, and then they have a convention. The big cities like Montgomery and Birmingham, Mobile, Huntsville,
Hmm.
they have convention centers.
Okay, because I know Columbus, Georgia has well, I don't know. I think they call theirs a civic center. Okay, well,
Yeah,
whatever,
but
whatever you
but
call
just like
it. Hmm.
yeah, but we need to make sure we're because sometimes we confuse the issue
Yeah.
because you're saying we don't we don't have one, but we do,
Hmm.
and we've got one of both. But just like in Birmingham, when I was in Birmingham yesterday, uh, the Jefferson, you know, Convention Center
Hmm.
is connected to the hotel there, and you just walk right in. You never go outside. You just walk right into the convention center from the hotel,
Which
just like it is that,
which
just like
makes
down
sense.
at it. Yeah, just like down there at our convention center. You walk right out of. You don't have to go outside. You just walk, and it's air conditioned in the summer, and in the winter it's heated, and you never have to go outside
Hmm.
and deal with the elements.
Hmm.
And if you want to, you want to knock around downtown or whatever, but you don't have to. But that's the way most of them are laid out. But we were talking yesterday, Mayor, about monopolies, and we're concerned what's going on in the country. And
Hmm.
the government's the biggest monopoly there is.
Well, that's true. That's true. But
They are.
hmm.
And just like down there at the riverfront, when they said only one food truck can go down to the riverfront and do business. Well, and just like with the deal with the liquor license, um, the state can and the city control that. And the private sector, and we want to break up monopolies, but we don't want to break up the government's monopoly.
Well, I guess somebody's got to have the power to change things if they need to be changed, and I guess that would be the government.
Well, I just hope and it's coming, it's going to happen. When this $350 million, that's the number we're hearing now. When it comes, I just hope that they are able to get some of the money from it before the bandits, the consultants. The small business loan thing that the city got.
Yeah, yeah. I guess
But before any small business
the consultants
got
got,
any
yeah, the consultants got half of it.
right,
Yeah, they got half the money. For the life of me, I do not understand how you can give half the money away before one small business gets money. I just,
Well,
I just
that's why government is the worst business model in the world. It's the worst. And private business can't run like that. And when you hear the word consultant,
Mm.
there's going to be money being passed under the table. There's going to be people getting their saddles patted when you hear the word consultant.
Yeah, that's a word that carries a lot of meanings to it.
Just like the money we got back during COVID.
Mm-hmm.
Who was the first one that got the money?
Well, all I know is I didn't because I didn't want to put in for it because I didn't want the hassle that came with the money.
You know what, the people up, the people, what was that organization called? And they were getting paid $40,000, $20-something thousand from the city, $20-something thousand from the county.
You talking about the help with violence or something like that?
No, that was that group that we were paying a consultant fee to tell us how to spend the money.
Yeah. Oh, yeah,
Remember?
Yeah. That's true.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Right.
Wasn't it Levitate?
Levitate. There you go. They're gonna levitate the money into their back pockets.
Well, what gets me sometimes, so we are surrounded by 7 universities. And are you telling me that we cannot access information from any of these units? They got to walk around with the tag professor. And I thought when you are a professor, you know everything there is to know about your forgiven field of study, or the PhD, whichever one. But it seemed like to me that we surrounded by all these people, but we can't ever access them. Harvard goes out into the community and they give information to the citizenry sometimes if they're asked to do that. Why can't we?
We got plenty of smart people in Montgomery and in the surrounding area that can do what they're paying other people to do. But anyway, that's the way government rolls. So let me tell you a quick story about consultants, Mayor.
Mm-hmm.
When I was director over an organization, we had to have, before we could get in the building, we had to have it rehabbed. And so the windows needed to be replaced, roof needed to be replaced. So all it would take is a general contractor. General contractor can do the job. But the county decides to hire a consultant.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm up there one day at the building, and I see all the old windows laying out there, these roll out, crank out windows. And so I'm talking to the contractor, and I said, why are all these windows, these new windows, look just like those old windows? He said, well, that's what they ordered. And I said, well, look, we don't need old crank out windows. I said, all we need is a window that opens up and down, commercial grade window. I said, don't those cost more? He said, oh yeah, considerably more. I said, well, why would they do that? He said, well, that's what the consultant told them they needed to do. So anytime you hear the word like TCI consulting, you got to pad your friends, your associates, the people that supported you, that helped you get elected. You got to pad their saddle. So I guarantee you, when it's $350 million, they say, get started, you're going to start seeing the consultants pop up.
Yeah.
So you missed your calling. You should have been a consultant.
Yeah.
You should have been consultant on all matters, including getting better street lighting in Montgomery, getting the streets paved, getting the garbage trucks running. But you know what, Mayor? That's boring stuff. And I don't want to bore you with it.
Yeah. My eyes are glazing over right now. Yeah.
I hear you, brother.
Okay.
Hey, I'll talk to you later.
Okay. Yeah. After talking to some citizens, about this $375 million. The basic concern from where I sit, from people have been talking to me about is how can we, and it's an interesting question, how can we spend that kind of money, borrow that kind of money for something that is nice, but not necessarily needed? What we need is our garbage trucks fixed, hire mechanics that can fix those things. If you got to give a competitive wage and give a competitive wage, crime. Now, I don't think money has much to do with crime, unless it means paying police officers a whole lot more. Now, it is my understanding. Now, I'm not sure if this is true or not, so somebody please correct me if I'm wrong. It's my understanding that the sheriff department gets paid more money to start off than the city, than the Montgomery Police Department. But I thought that Montgomery Police Department started about $51,000 a year, or maybe that's not true. I don't know what we pay a new recruit in the police department, but if that in fact is the question, then I can understand why, if the sheriff department pays more money, then why not go over there? Too squishy on the, okay, see, there you go, calling the rap center. Okay. What I want is a reason for people to come to Montgomery. And when they get here, they have great memories of their time spent here, which is what I want. And that is what, Darnell, that is what I'm, although I think we need a civic center, whatever you want to call it, it is probably more important to handle the basic issues that where we find ourselves in. We need, sometimes garbage around here, and it's not the, and let's make sure this is clear. It is not the work. It is not the workers. It is the equipment. They got a lot of equipment. They got a lot of equipment problems down there. And maybe we should spend some time on the basic necessities of the city of Montgomery. Before we lay out that kind of money for whatever center, civic center, event center, whatever you want to call it. I still think we need one, but maybe our needs, our wants are not as great as our needs. Yes, sir.
Sergeant Elkins.
Yes, sir.
You're starting to remind me of someone that whoever is the last one in the room and has your ear.
But
you have an opinion, you'll make a decision.
Right.
Someone else comes in the room and give you some. So whoever's in the last one in the room with you, that's the decision that you walk out with.
But I've always said, if it makes sense, let's do it. If not, then people coming up to me telling me. But
it made sense. It made sense, and you say, well, I'm on board. But then somebody else comes in the room and they're the last one. Now you're like, well, it don't make sense. Well,
not somebody. Now I've been talking to the people in District 3, and a lot of them, they say, hey, garbage, truck. And
then if somebody else come back in the room and talk to you again, and you're like, now you're back on it. So whoever's in the last one is in the room.
If it makes sense, but it does. I didn't realize that our garbage trucks are all broke down like they are.
But Kevin,
yeah.
Part of the bond is for that.
Well,
I showed you.
I haven't heard that. Okay, well, that's good then.
Yes, I did. I showed you. It was for facilities and equipment. Part of that was doing the new police station. That's equipment.
Yeah, I got to tell you though. Now I got to tell you. Just because it says that, it doesn't necessarily mean that's where it's going. Education money is where we're going to an education.
Hold on. Hold on, sir. Now you're starting, but now you're making a different argument. Oh. So now I'm telling you that it's there, And now you're saying, well, because it's there, it doesn't mean. So it's a different argument. Let me just share this with you.
Yeah.
What I was told is when you go to the bond market, you don't want to be so specific. And Rondé Mitchell told you this because 2 or 3 years down the road, if the citizens of District 6, if each council person got $5 million, and you say, what are you going to do with this money? You can't be so specific because with the bond market, if they say you get in this money and you pigeonhole yourself, then you're obligated for that. So if you're refinancing your house and the banks give you $100,000 to refinance, and Margie says, well, I think we want to go to Jamaica. I think we want to, you got the money to refinance your house. You can't do other stuff with it. So you have to kind of be very broad, if you will. So that's why when you looked at the mayor 5 buckets that he had, it said facilities and equipment. So that he told you was sanitation, police vehicles, new fire department headquarters, new public safety, police. Kevin, now, this is what I want to tell you.
Yeah.
Can we not walk and chew gum at the same time?
We can.
Do we have to stop when we chew gum?
No, we can. If we will, we can.
So we can't. It's not an either or. Can it be an and? Can we do this and that, or do we have to do either this or that?
Well, and that did come across my mind. You know, we could because 200 only 200 million, I think, is for the civic center,
convention center, convention center,
convention center,
not civic.
But
so that's 200 million. So you have another 150 million. And that's the other thing, Kevin. So some people will say, why don't we do 200 million now and come back later and do another 150 million?
Right.
Kevin, do you know every time you go to the bond market, there's a fee associated with that. There's a cost associated with that. So you're talking about consultants making money. You're talking about banking and financing people making money when you don't have to. So if Kevin wanted to refinance his house now and got $50,000, and later you go back and refinance it again for another 50, when you could have got 100 at one time, does it make sense to do 50 now and 50 18 months later?
Well, no, not if there's a fee attached to both of those transactions.
So you do know it's a fee that the bond makers are making when you go and get the money as a finance and management fee, right?
Yeah. Well, let me ask you something. And listen, why isn't this as succinct and clear from the mayor's office as you're saying?
It is. This is the challenge, and I'm glad you said that. We go out, and one of your pet peeves is we have good people here in Montgomery. Why we go outside the country and bring in people? We go out and hire people. Frank Robertson, we went and got him from another city. This guy was very successful in what he did. We bring them here. They have great ideas, go around and try to say, hey, this is what I've seen done in Philly and Chicago and Baltimore. We bring people here with the ideas, but then when we get them here, we want to say, nope, this is Montgomery. We're small-minded. We don't want you to bring the best practices, best ideas. We don't care what they do in Philly, Chicago, and Baltimore. We're Montgomery. We want to say small, small, small. So why hire bright people and bring them here and do not let them use the skills and talent that they have?
It makes sense, but I got to tell you, as I go through District 3 and see,
and you talk to people from District 3 that never left District 3 and only know District 3.
Well, but I'm just saying, but their concerns, and again, I realize that the money is not just for District 3, it's for the whole city, but their concerns are more immediate than a. But
again, center. I just shared with you that there's buckets of money for that.
Yeah. Okay.
So again, the last person in the room is the idea and the opinion that you have. Now, I just told you, you cannot go back to the bond market without expenses associated with
that. That makes sense. Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense.
Well, all right, that's my time, but I just wanted to tell you, whoever the last one in the room is the opinion that you lead with.
Well,
thank you, sir.
If it makes sense, how it's going to be an interesting conversation between the city council, whether I'm on it or not, because what you say it makes sense. I mean, so, but we can choose. Here's one of the problems, and I have seen with us and money, and I'm gonna get to that in a second. Yeah, Duke.
In other words, Calvin. Good morning, sir. How are you? In other words, my man trying to tell you, think for yourself, Calvin. Don't listen to other people.
Well,
you can't be like you.
You got to listen to other people if you represent.
I understand that. I understand you can listen to them, but you can't get their opinion and make it part of your opinion and come to the conclusion that person, like my man said, the last person you just like Tommy Tuberville or whatever the crowd say do, you're gonna do what the crowd say do. When Trump say do a certain thing, you're gonna do a certain thing. Think for yourself.
Necessarily true.
Think for yourself, though.
Well, if I think for myself, can I change?
You want to get on it? You talking about getting this job on the city council? You got to think for your ideas.
Can I change my mind?
Huh? You can change your mind. Y'all can share ideas. Y'all can share ideas, but if you got a particular idea you want to put into force or whatever,
I think
go for it.
Well, listen. Here's what I think the main problem is for the 375. If I'm to be truthful about it, the mayor's office has not done a very good job of selling it. That's the problem.
They have. They've been doing a great job selling it. If you got people that don't want to hear, you got people that telling you to put a old or cheap windows and stuff like that, and you know what I'm saying, not put the original good stuff up. Give us the good stuff. We don't want no cheap windows or simpler days. We don't want the old windows that can go up and down. We want the car roll out like the original stuff.
When we said, okay, let's build the white water rafting thing, whatever. I thought it was a great idea. And I still think it was a great idea. Wrong time, wrong place, but still a great idea.
It's a good idea for the people who like to do that kind of stuff.
Right.
But if you're trying to satisfy all the citizens, give them something that everybody like. Give us a little.
It started off at 35 million. It started off at.
Give us an NFL. Get us an NFL football team down here.
Well, I don't know. We certainly that ain't.
I would like that. I would like that right there.
It's only one person.
I mean, these people love football in the South.
Yeah.
Well, we can name it. We can name it Auburn, Bama.
Yeah. Well, I hear you, but I am an independent thinker, but I'm also a reasonable one.
But what I'm saying now, my man just said.
And does it make sense? Okay, and again, it's reason I keep going back and forth because there are good things and bad things about whichever position you take. There's good and there's bad. Okay.
Yeah. But scared money can't make no money, as I've been told.
Well,
scared money can't make money. Okay, look at. I was I went to Millbrook and I went to Wetumpka. Remember, wife be riding all up there in that area up there. But these people are steady growing. They got this big old look like a some kind of
if the mayor shows me
some kind of athletic facility up there somewhere.
If the mayor shows me a list. Not for the bond market, but
these people take care of them. These people in Wetumpka and Prattville talking about getting their own city school and proposing to build them a brand new school up there, Calvin. They ain't going out there begging the citizens to do this stuff. They are leaders and people that was hired to do this stuff. They are taking care of this stuff. They're not coming out voting, getting the citizens to vote for this here.
But again, who pays for it if it goes down to 2?
Well, why you want the citizens to vote for it? All the other cities don't get citizens to vote for a damn thing. Like Roe don't get the citizens to vote for it. Millbrook doesn't get the citizens to vote for it.
Who pays for it?
The same people who pay in the other cities, the taxpayers and stuff like that.
And so I don't mind taking a chance with my money. But it's when it's somebody else.
Why is it? But Calvin, why is it that the other cities are able to do what they want to do without having a damn meeting with the citizens?
Well, one of the things they get to do in those cities that Montgomery don't get to do, and I can't figure out why this city hasn't taken somebody to court, they are allowed to levy things that give them additional tax money. We can't do it because the people here, our legislative body here, won't allow it. And so that's one of the reasons why Auburn and them...
And they don't let the citizens make decisions for them. So that's the reason Prattville and Millbrook and Wetumpka keep on growing, okay? Because they let the mayor do what him and his team wants to do, Calvin.
Yeah. Again, Auburn has got an additional source of revenue.
Auburn get what they want, and
Tuskegee got a
even Selma raising hell over there a little bit, gets the stuff done there lately.
Well, they can't get a police chief in, so I know.
Well, they working on it. They working on stuff, But what I'm saying, they not talking to the citizens about every damn thing.
Yeah, okay.
They going home. They going head on and do what they got to do.
But the citizens are the one who pay the bills. Okay, so
you gonna pay something anyway. You gonna pay your light bill every month anyhow. So my way going.
I ain't talking about the light bill.
What I'm saying, you gonna pay your bills. You gonna pay somebody something every week anyway.
And if it all goes down the tube, we will be.
Here's what I want to see. Here's what I want to see, Kevin. Right here. Here's what I want to see.
Mm-hmm.
I want to see this big old city right here that's full of military and college students. This is military and college town. Would you agree?
I would agree.
I would agree. So all these people in the military and all these college kids don't have anything to do on weekends.
Okay,
but no. Let me make a point. It's a damn great point about that, because you don't want these young kids out here at these damn gas stations posted up. 500 or 600 kids out there hanging out because they don't have anywhere to go, Kevin. They don't have anything to do. Now, people had to run them off the damn property of the gas stations.
Is that government?
You all see some of the video. You all see some of the videos of these kids at these gas stations. They all up there by the pumps and standing on top of the damn pumps.
But is
got guns everywhere?
But is that the government's responsibility to give you?
It's the city. It's the thinking that we're thinking about having something for them to do sometimes. This convention center could, have things for these kids to do.
And again, I think the center is a great idea. Like, I thought the water park was a great idea. But it turned out.
I don't talking about for you talking about the water park. Now that's for certain folks.
Though. It's not a water
That's for certain folks. That's for certain folks. I'm talking about.
It is. Yeah.
This here for all kids.
Mm-hmm. Well.
Okay. And adults as well. I want to go to a concert every once in a while. Shouldn't have to drive to Birmingham and be tired as hell, or I had to spend the night up there. I got my own bed at home, 80 miles away.
Yeah.
Okay. So, but you got people talking about putting those damn windows, little cheap windows and stuff like that. Somebody come out and bird poop on it, and the damn window break when the bird poop on the damn window.
The problem with this issue is that it is a good idea.
No, let me go on. The problem with this issue, go on, tell it, damn it. This Negro Stephen Reed is in the mayor's seat. That's the damn problem in Montgomery, Alabama. They won't. Yeah, I'm talking about the reason they don't want this thing happening in Montgomery. They don't want Montgomery to grow because of the Reed.
It is.
We knew when he went in, he was gonna catch hell because of his daddy's name. Nah.
Yeah. Okay, but wait a minute. He been there twice now, so he on his own 2 feet now. He don't have to worry about.
I know that boy say. I know. No. People still see that.
He ain't got to worry about that. I think he's doing a pretty decent job.
But what I do, I hear I'll be the man behind the scenes. I move myself with the king and let somebody else be the prince, and let them do all the work. Give me a white guy to do the work, and I'll be the king. Just sit there and tell him what to do.
All right. Appreciate it. Again, it's good and it's bad. I think this again, and I still will say that Montgomery needs a whatever you want to call it, a too loud on the creek. Guess who it is? One of my favorite callers.
Seems like old stupid Duke has even got it right. If you want the job right, just get a white guy to do it. I don't think Duke even realized what he said. There's so much stupid stuff being said today. Let's start with you.
Mm-hmm.
How is the Whitewater deal such a good idea when it's a complete failure and over $100 million?
Well, the idea
is that a good idea?
The idea of bringing something different.
No. How is it a good idea when it's a complete failure?
Maybe it was mismatched, but the idea.
What was the idea?
To bring something different to Montgomery.
It is not a good idea when something is a complete failure. It was a stupid idea.
It was the layout.
Now let's move on. I got to get to Reverend Willie.
Yeah, it was the layout.
Reverend Willie said we can walk and chew gum at the same time, right?
Yeah, we can.
We can. And what is walking? Is it having garbage trucks? Is it having a safe city? Is it having paved roads? How in the hell we can walk and chew gum at the same time when we can't even walk? Maybe Willie can tell me what the walking is. Do you know what he's talking about?
Well, I think what he's saying with the money.
What is he talking about when he says we can walk and chew gum?
Well,
what is the walking? Is it to have garbage picked up? Is it to have trucks that run? Is it have paved streets? Is it be able to have security? It don't look like we can walk, let alone chew gum. And let me ask you a question.
Yes.
The Rap Center and the Black Cultural Center, I might be for it. It really wants to call it a flex center. Does that mean we're going to be able to have midnight basketball?
Well, we already got the Metroplex. So
we need to have midnight basketball.
We can have
we're being told we got to get the blacks off the street so they don't kill each other. So we need midnight basketball. Well, that way they don't go to the filling stations. It's funny how when I grew up, I didn't go hang out at filling stations.
Well, I didn't either.
But let me ask you a question. On the Rap Center, how much is it going to cost?
And they're
I've asked you a simple question.
Well, I don't know.
How much is the Rap Center going to cost?
I understand. $200 million is what.
And where'd that come from?
It's coming from the bond market.
No. It does. You've got to start. Is there plans for the Rap Center?
Well, yeah, it's at the old advertiser.
Where are the plans at?
It's at the old advertiser building.
No, that's not a plan. That's a location.
Okay. Well,
what are you building?
I'm not listening.
Do you have plans? Do you have bids? How do you know how much the Rap Center is going to cost?
And
you have no idea. It's like Whitewater was $49 million, and it's over $100 million.
And again,
that's why he ain't gonna tell you how much you're gonna give out on the bond money. You got to have enough bond money to cover all the overcosts. Because you remember, we're gonna hear about things were more expensive now, so the Rap Center is more than $200 million, and you have no idea what it's gonna pay for the Rap Center.
Well, one of the things.
Where are they gonna park at the Rap Center?
Where's
the parking at?
Well, I mean, I'm not.
We got thousands of people coming to the Rap Center from around the world. It's gonna make us rich.
Well, see, you say Rap Center like such a derogatory thing.
Because that's what it is. And you got more rap fans on the council than you got country singers. Why? What's the problem?
Well,
why ain't they done voted for the Rap Center?
Wait a minute, you don't know that. We got a lot of folks down there.
There more blacks on the council, ain't they?
No.
Are there more white people on the council than blacks?
Yes.
What? Yes, what?
Yes, there is. There are more whites than blacks.
Oh, they're not.
Yes, there is. There's 4.
You're telling me there's more whites on the council than blacks?
Yes, there.
Who are you talking? Name them for me.
You got Jenright. You got Pruitt. You got Samansky. You have Beard.
Samansky, I never heard he was white.
And Grimes. That's 5.
Samansky, I don't think you can call him white.
Okay, walking down the street, he looked white to me. So he's a white guy.
I got to go back. The only reason I call it is the stupidity of Willie Durham. Yesterday he was talking about our president with his CD. He's talking about hurting the farmers, right?
I guess.
Do you even listen to Reverend Willie?
Yeah.
Yesterday he was talking about how he's hurting the farmers when because he took the tariffs off beef, right? How many months ago was he telling us that the tariffs were costing us an arm and a leg? But now, Reverend Willie, I want you to call in and tell me how much tariffs did Biden have on beef? I wish Willie would tell me where he gets his information. Is that like a Negro Democrat thing that comes out where Willie gets his stuff? Because, yesterday, Trump is going to kill our farmers because he's taking off tariffs. But that long ago, he was saying tariffs was causing all that money. It's costing us all this rent. And then Biden didn't even have tariffs on beef. And Brother Willie didn't say a damn word about it. What's up with that? And let me tell you, let me get to this on that Montgomery County Democrat, whatever.
Right.
You know why you wouldn't get the endorsement?
Well, I know why I wouldn't get it. I wasn't a Democrat.
Yeah, I'm going to tell you why, because you ain't paid them no money.
And I'm not a Democrat.
It wasn't that many years ago. They had a guy down there called Frank Pollard. Frank Pollard put out 2 damn ballots one with a different name on each top because he was getting money from the two different guys. So you ain't gonna get the endorsement unless you pay for it. So
well,
forget all that. But Willie, call in and tell me what those tariffs were on Biden. Now that Trump's trying to kill our farmers, and it wasn't that long ago. He was crying that the tariffs were costing us an arm and a leg. But I want somebody to tell me, Reverend Willie, call and tell me how you know how much the rap center's going to be. Because there is no plans, there is no bids. And then when we bid, Willie, are we going to follow the Constitution? Or are we going to allow everybody to bid, or are we just going to let Negroes bid it?
Okay. Appreciate it.
Willie, call and tell me how you
Kevin.
know how
Yes,
much
sir.
the rap
I know Don is a senior citizen, and he may be having some memory issues. I don't know if it's amnesia or Alzheimer's.
Okay.
It's not that he's putting tariffs on beef, Don. He's importing beef from foreign countries. I know that's tough to understand, but the Cattlemen Association, that's the alpha folks, they are protesting that he's importing foreign beefs from other countries into the United States. That's different than putting tariffs on. Now, I don't know where you're getting your news source from, but you can easily go to WSFA, you can go to Fox, even Grassley, the senator from Iowa, is upset because it's hurting the farmers in Iowa. So it's not tariffs done. He's importing beef to bring the beef costs down in the United States. And the cattlemen in the United States are complaining. So thanks, and you can do research, Don, and call back and tell me that I'm wrong.
All righty then. Now, the only reason I'm doing this because
Crazy Willie. Tell me, Crazy Willie, how does the president import beef?
I think
Is there a U.S. government importing beef?
I think he's allowing it to be imported into the United States.
Well, and Biden did too. They all do it.
Beef?
The only thing you do is you put tariffs on it and make it more expensive for them to put it in here. What is he talking about? That's ignorant, Willie. Don't even say I'm senile when you say such stupid stuff.
Okay, then. I need to have y'all both on a video thing, and y'all can have these conversations. But anyway, now I see why it's difficult often for politicians to side with one side of an issue or another. And I still believe that we need something to bring people to Montgomery for besides the historical relevance of the good old days, segregation, slavery, and all those things. I know historically it is correct, but we can't ever get past it unless we put something in place of it. And I don't mean put something in place of it, but I don't know. It's going to be a tough. Now, here's the one thing though. If I sign off on if I have to sign off on this, okay, if I'm overruled and I sign off on, and I'll sign off with the majority, I believe that there ought to be first of all, we need to know how much money is there for the convention center, and a safeguard against cost overruns. Because everything we do today, every time you hear something about it, it's going up more. We blame COVID for 5 years almost for the price of everything going up. What is the protection for the citizens of Montgomery that if somebody puts in a bid to do this center, that they will work within the constraints of the money that we have set aside for it? And that bothers me because this $35 million, whatever it is, Whitewater thing, now it's over $100 million. And that's nothing. That is nothing to thumb your nose at. From $35 million to $100 million? you know, that's going to be tough. Somebody said send a paramedic to check on him. He's having medical emergency. Anyway, whatever the case may be here, I want some guarantees that okay, if we borrow $375 million, I need to see it. I gotta be assured that the majority of that money is going toward the things that we need. You know, I don't want to hear 5 years from now where we didn't get it because we ran out of money. We need trucks. We need money put in the hopper to pay mechanics to fix our trucks. Or we need new trucks. I don't really know what a garbage truck costs. As a matter of fact, what do garbage trucks cost? I don't know. I never had one, but I imagine they're kind of expensive. Let me see what is a garbage truck cost? Let me see now. Let me see if I can look it up here. Let me see. What does a garbage truck cost? And how many? I don't even know how many we got right now. Let's see. What does a GARBA? Okay. Let me see if I can look it up online here. Okay, what does a city garbage truck cost? Let me see. Okay. Ooh. Well, that's what it costs. Okay, according to Google, I don't know if this is correct or not. A standard new diesel-powered city garbage truck typically runs between $150,000 and $350,000, while fully electric models frequently exceed $500,000 to $700,000. Okay, so let me get this right. We're saving money if we get a new trucks, but if we get the electric truck, it can cost you up to $700,000 for a truck. With rear loaders, you get them for $150,000 to $300,000. No, we won't be getting it. I don't think we're gonna. Okay, so we know. So basically, we know what. So what would 10 new garbage trucks cost? Yeah, I would imagine. I would imagine we need about that many. And what is the? Great idea. I don't know what we're paying. I did ask them. No, but I don't know what we're paying to rent the garbage. But so $150,000 to $300,000 is what a garbage truck costs. Okay. Let me see. So how much will that be? So if we let me see, find my calculator, my phone here. Find my calculator. Okay, CAL. So if we bought 10 trucks, let's say 15 trucks times, let's go to the high mark, 300,000. Okay. That looks about 4,500,000. You know what? We could do. We could get a minimum of 15 garbage trucks with at $150,000 a piece or $300,000 a piece. You know, with all that money, we ought to be able to take care of that. But here's the question: will we do that? Yeah, it's got to be. But yeah, will it do that? And I don't know what we're paying per month to rent garbage trucks. Matt, let me check with one of my let's see. Okay, let me see if one of my good friends knows what we're paying for garbage trucks. Let's just put the numbers. Okay, because numbers don't lie. and street sweepers. Yeah, and that's what I'm trying to do now. Have okay. He must be out there. He must be out there working. So let me see if I can find somebody else. Okay, there we go. Right there. Let's see if I can get this guy. Because those are interesting questions. What are they costing us now?
Hi. If you record your name and reason for calling, I'll see if this person is available.
Councilman, this is Kevin Elkins, wondering if you could pick up the phone and tell us how much we are paying for the garbage truck rentals.
Thanks, Kevin Elkins. Please stay on the line.
Okay. What I like about me, so you can reach out if you need to do it.
I'm sorry, this person is not available. If you would like to leave an additional message, please reply after the tone.
Okay. Well, no additional message. Let me see if I can call. Okay. What's up there, Simple Days?
Mayor, over the last 20 years, there's been a steady decline. You can look it up, of small farms, people that raise cattle in this country.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a reason for that. And when those farms go away, there's going to be less cattle. And the second reason is because all this equipment, these tractors, there's one guy that posted a thing on video about his tractor, and he paid $300,000 right in there for the tractor. Well, it's got a computer board on it, but guess where the chips are made? In China.
In China, yeah, right.
So he can't work on his tractor like he traditionally could. So now he's stuck because this computer board chips. Guess who started sending all of our stuff overseas when we used to make it here in the United States?
Yeah, who is responsible for that?
The Democrats. The Democrats were in charge. That's who did and sent all our stuff over there. Have a good day.
Oh, appreciate it. Let me see if I can talk to my other city council person who used to represent me. Okay, let me see. Because that right there will really give us a little more information that we don't have when we're trying to make a decision on whether or not to.
Hello, it's Julie Beard.
Hey, Julie, this is Kevin Elkins. I got a question at you real quick. Do you know how much we're paying to rent garbage trucks from the city?
Yes, I believe it's 40,000. So I just know that we just did 360,000 for the new ones. But I can get that information in about 5 minutes and give it to you. I believe I'm right on that. We increased it to 10. And so we're looking at a lease to purchase, not a lease to purchase, but a lease program as well. I believe I don't have that right in front of me, Kevin, but I just want to say that. I think it's about 360,000. We just added numbers up. We started off with 6. Now we've moved to, I believe it's 10. We've got a total of 10. But I can give that. Is this the number to call you back on?
Yeah.
Is that what you want me to do? All right,
yeah. If you don't mind, because we're talking about the bond thing and whether or not it's a great idea, and we're just trying. Everybody's complaining about garbage. I said, well, I just looked at the price of a new garbage truck. Electric one is up to $700,000, which is crazy.
Oh yeah.
And the new
right, it's $700,000.
Yeah.
Right, it's $700,000, and you got to get in line to get them. They just don't appear overnight. You don't go out in the Stivers and pick up a garbage truck.
Right.
And there are only 2 places that we can rent from. One's in Akron, Ohio, and one's in Tampa. And so that was the best solution we had to the issue that we were having.
Mm-hmm.
And the ones that we did rent were not, my understanding, they didn't have the mechanisms on the back to dump two trash bins at the same time. So we had to add that.
The back
and
load.
So, yes, correct. The back loaded 3 men in a truck. Yeah, correct.
Yeah. Let me ask you, then if we rent them, will they be responsible for maintenance?
Yes. I believe that's the way it's working right now, but you have to understand, and we've only got one. The part of it is that we do not have the mechanic.
Right.
The systems go down, and that's a very, that's just not anybody can work on that. You can't have a fly-by-night mechanic. So we're looking into some other things that if we rent, then they would do all the servicing. They will take care of everything. Basically, what you need to do, according to Patrick Dunson, and that's probably who you need to speak with, is you need about 10 new trucks each year. If we could do that for a 4-year period in a purchasing, you would rotate the old ones out, bring the new ones in, because the longevity of it's about a 4-year to 5-year plan on a garbage truck. Okay, maintenance, wear and tear, mileage, that kind of thing.
So,
but I believe I'm right on the 360,000, but don't want to be quoted yet because I like to make sure that I have exact facts.
Okay, I mentioned. Yeah, you don't have to be that. You don't have to be that. You don't have to be that. I mean that title. And I was just wondering. I looked at.
Oh yeah.
If we get 15 trucks, it looked like to me, if we bought 15 trucks out of the money that the mayor wants to get, then we're looking at about $4 million.
Right.
And if we keep on renting and leasing, then we're gonna pay that kind of money anyway. But at least they'll take care of the maintenance of it. But
yes, and that's something, Kevin, that Patrick, Director of Public Safety, is looking into. I know that was the discussion because, you got to figure out what is the best plan and how do you get more bang for your buck so much, the more trash for your buck. Yeah. And so I know that's what that he is looking at and has really done an extensive research on that. So, okay. But I can shoot you a text or let you know, whatever you want to do. I'll be glad to give you the facts. Let's get the facts.
Okay. Well, you can send me a text or you can call back this number, either or.
Okay. Is that the number, Kevin?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. All right. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.
Interesting. Well, it looks like you're going to pay some money for these garbage trucks either way it goes. Either way it goes, it's going to cost some money. Hello.
Kelvin.
This is he.
No. Curmudgeon. How you doing, Curmudgeon, this morning? You still my friend. Anyhow, Kelvin.
Yeah.
They've been had it all on the news, Kelvin. Okay, that we're gonna import beef
to
the United States, Kelvin.
Mm-hmm.
I got the color crayon out right now, Curmudgeon.
Yeah.
Important beef to the United States, sir. That means that the farmers that voted for Trump, okay, Trump left them out to dry. So the down there that Troy Highway, all them cows out in that pasture out there, they're gonna remain out in that pasture because they're not gonna be able to sell them beef. Okay, Curmudgeon. They're not gonna be able to because the beef is being imported. You go to the grocery store right now, you can see Mexico or something on some of the damn meat. Catch you, Kevin?
Yeah, I get that. Yeah, because you have to put it on the meat now. You have to put the origin of meat when it comes to the United States. You gotta, and if it don't say U.S., I'm not eating it.
So how in the hell our farmers supposed to be happy when they can't sell their stuff, their meat, Curmudgeon? But Argentina, Trump said we got to help Argentina out because Argentina hurting. Hell, our farmers hurting too, aren't they? Huh? But Alpha all up in Trump booty hole. See, Alpha loves some Trump now, huh?
Yeah.
Now, he's a sour on the stomach now, see? Like the old folks say, he's a sour on their stomach.
Yeah. I hear you.
Not like the rest of the Republicans around here in the gas, high as hell, and they had to shop the same place we got the shop, Curmudgeon and Steve and everybody else. Y'all got to shop the same place that we have to shop.
Yeah, well, I
can't damn high price ass gas.
Well, listen, I can't afford to shop. I can't afford to shop at the public.
Well, I'm saying though, the simple places, Walmart high as hell, like everybody else.
Yeah,
because they had to pay more for their stuff to get it here. the truckers had to pay more for the gas, so they had to go up on that stuff.
Well, that's a lie.
For the truckers to deliver their stuff.
That's the lie they tell us. Anyway, that's a break. We'll be back. 3-minute break. We'll be back right after this. Okay, so it's not quite 3 minutes, but I had to go get some milk. Every time I talk to Duke, it's exhausting. Anyway, good morning. So now you see the issue. Some of the issues here. No matter what decision you make, there's going to be criticism on either side. The problem with buying our own trucks is that not only do we buy them, we also have to maintain them, and you have to hire somebody that has the expertise in order to work on those particular kind of vehicles. Which you're not gonna get an average guy off the street that's gonna come in and be able to work on those things, because those trucks are very meticulous, and they do certain jobs. You got hydraulics and you get just all kind of things in them. So in the long run, is it better to lease them, rent them, however, as long as somebody else takes care of the maintenance? But on the other hand, we're not giving people an opportunity here to get a job to fix them. So it is a tough decision to make. You would think. Does Trenum train people to work? I guess they don't really train people. I guess you got to be. It's a specialty item that you have to work on. I guess. I'm just not sure. I don't know. I can't even work on my car. Which reminds me, I've never tuned up my car yet. I had it for 3 years. Do I need to tune it up? Do you have to tune cars up nowadays? Matter of fact, do cars even have spark plugs in them these days? I don't even know does my car have spark plugs in it? I don't even know do they still make spark plugs for cars? I don't listen. Up until a couple of years ago, I traded cars every 2 years, and so I don't know. The other day, I had to put $800 down on some new tires. I wasn't used to that no more, so I don't know. I know about computers. I know I can do that. Baby. Okay, now let's not have the Don Laurie show all morning.
But fix my thing. You the one text me, want me to call.
Well, no. People told me that
they wanted me to call.
Yeah. So, but not just you though.
Now Duke wants to be my friend. After last week, he's gonna beat my ass, right?
That was hyperbole.
Yeah, it damn sure better be, because when you get ready to beat it, you better.
Now both of y'all too old to fight. So I mean, we all are. So
but my trigger finger still works.
Yeah, I hear you, brother. Mm-hmm.
But stupid Duke don't even understand. Montgomery don't grow cattle for beef. Did you know that?
No, I don't. I just go to the store and buy it.
But we at one time, and maybe still, the biggest seller of cattle in the nation. But what we do in Montgomery is we sell small cattle to feed markets out in the plains, and they feed them and fatten them up. But maybe one of these geniuses to tell me how the president is importing beef. How does he do that? What has he done to import beef? Biden had no tariff on beef. The only thing that was stopping people from buying beef from other countries is the quality of beef. They still could do it. You know, it's just stupid. The ignorance is incredible to me from these people. And here's another one that while I'm thinking about it. You don't want no data center, right?
Who, me?
Yeah.
I'm concerned about it.
You against data centers, right?
I know it is, but I'm concerned about the ramifications.
You're concerned.
That we,
now, for the last 2 years, the black mayor, the first black mayor, has been bragging about $1.7 billion of investment, right?
Mm-hmm.
Huh?
Yeah.
Am I right or wrong?
Mm-hmm.
You know what 1.5 of that is?
No.
Meta. What is Meta?
Well,
Are they making cars out at Meta?
No, they're not making anything.
It's a data center.
It's a data center, right?
So the mayor has been bragging. Now y'all all against it, but he's for 1 year been claiming how much money he's bringing to the city. $1.7 billion. And oh, what a good mayor! What a good mayor! And now because of somebody in the Democrat Party says the data center is bad. Oh, it's bad. But y'all ever said anything when the first black mayor was bragging on bringing $1.5 billion to the city? Were you?
But anytime you bring that much power to anything, there's a risk.
So you're fixing the speech is ignorance. Right now, the president has given them the data centers the authority to generate their own power.
Okay.
And it's set up now that you can actually do small nuclear plants to these data centers. They can develop their own power. And if they have excess power, they can sell it to the grid.
And as long as we don't end
but I just amazed how y'all against that. Against data centers.
I'm not against
and the mayor's been
but I don't want to pay for it.
Over a year, $1.5 billion he brought to Montgomery.
But
it's a data center.
I don't want their excessive use of power to cost me money.
What did I just tell you? Did I just tell you that the president is giving them the authority to generate their own?
Okay.
Do I have to say that again?
As long as I don't have to pay for their bill, I'm good.
Ain't I just tell you they can generate their own?
That's what you say, but let's see what happens.
Oh, who you gonna get your information from? One of your brilliant callers?
Well,
maybe Duke can help you out. He's very smart. Talking about those cattle and the farmer.
But how
we don't grow them
right?
to eat in Montgomery. We send them off to feedlot.
Yeah, I'm not against data centers, but I'm against if I got to pay for it.
I still want Reverend Willie to tell me how President Trump is flooding the market with beef from Venezuela or wherever when it's been allowed to come in here under Biden, and Biden didn't even put a tariff on it.
All right. Hey, appreciate. I appreciate. Again, I'm not against. I mean, I know data centers are necessary. Every time you do a credit card, every time you go online, somebody's keeping this data someplace. I got you. I got no problem with that. I just don't want to pay their bill. They make lots of money. I don't want to pay their bill. I don't want to see my electric bill all of a sudden go up now because the data center is using more electric than we thought they would do. As long as they pay their own electric bill the same way I have to, hey, they can have as many as they want. And until we find out that there may be people getting cancer from it or something like that. But listen, I understand what data centers are. Okay, and somebody says we got 29 data centers. Okay, good. And so we have enough data centers going out nowadays to do some studies on it, because a lot of companies in America right now don't want them. And maybe it's because we're ignorant to what they do. I mean, I know what data center does, but maybe we're ignorant to the fact that they don't pose. Now you start bringing in the nuclear thing, and I understand nuclear power is clean. It's good stuff, but I don't know what the ramifications are over time. So we'll see. I mean, we'll see. We'll see how it all works out. But I just don't want to pay their bill. I'm sorry. If their bill is going to affect my bill, then we don't want it. Okay. Let's keep on doing what we've been doing. Okay. So cars still I gotta look under my hood. I've only looked under my hood like 2 or 3 times since I had that car because it's always started. So I got to check it out. I guess I do need a tune-up. All right then, I'll get it tuned up. I didn't realize that. What tune-ups cost nowadays? We're probably getting ripped off for tune-ups now too. I said, how can it cost so much? Well, that COVID. Okay then. They don't want one in Lowndes County. That's right, Randy. I saw that, and there are a few other places that don't want them. Now, is our fear justified, or is it just our ignorance because we don't watching too much sci-fi TV? Yeah, I don't know. All I say, I don't want to pay their bill because they're using so much electricity. I don't want our bill to go up. They should have their own grid. Their own, whatever it is, the power that they get is strictly to them. I don't want to share the expense with Meta or anybody else making money off using our power and then charging us extra money for it. That's my only concern. Other than that, I don't have a problem with data center. I mean, listen, everything we do now is on the data center, so I ain't got no problem with it. Okay, this ain't the.
I know, man.
Just
one second, right quick. Let me correct him right quick. On one thing. I didn't say beef in Montgomery, but the cows go somewhere. They're going somewhere. But at the end of the day, the farmers are bitching because they can't sell their stuff. They can't sell their meat because it's being imported. See, he want to keep on overlooking that part, Calvin. See. Okay. He's so smart in every damn thing, but he overlooking that part. Okay?
All right. Okay, appreciate it. Got some good news though. Got some good news. And again, our prayers go out to the Parton family. Dolly Parton was a sweetheart. She just seemed to be a very nice woman. I realize y'all probably don't listen. Y'all too busy listening to rap music these days. You don't probably know who Dolly Parton is, but she was a from what I can tell from afar, a fantastic human being, and that's all. Clearly, okay. And
hey, I got to respond to Randy.
What
Yeah, let me respond to Randy. Randy, good news. Nobody wants to rebuild anything in a county run by Negro. Ask them up there in Tuskegee.
Okay, see, this is why. Never mind. See now, Bibby Black Elvis says clearly, I am the best person for the job. Well, Bibby, come on and let's talk about it. You can come on. You can call the show right now. You just call me right now. If you think you're the best person for the job, then just come on the air. Let's talk about it for a second. Bibby Simmons, who's actually a candidate for District 3, also. Just come on. I got the number on. I got the numbers on the screen right there. So just come on. We'll talk about it. Now don't just hide behind the keyboard. Now come on. We'll talk about it. Okay, we will talk about it. You got you right here. Nothing like two candidates. We have our own little forum here. That's cool. So I'm waiting on you. Just pick up the phone, call 521-2963. That'll get you right into me. Okay, I'm just saying. Now, if you want to do video, you can do video. I'll send you a link to the show, and you can come on and make your case. I'm not jealous, not even a little bit. But so just okay, clearly. I mean, you said clearly. Now, clearly means unobstructed, means clarity. I am the best person for this. I got no problem. Listen, if you didn't think that, you ought not run. Okay, so I'm good. And you're right about one thing, Daryl. They're not going to hire very many people. I mean, in the initial phase of building, that's fine. But once it's with AI and automation, you ain't gonna need hardly no people. You ain't gonna hardly need no people. Okay, that's enough. Done. We done with the Don Show today. But there are now you can unfortunately you gotta what you need to do is come up with a different email and then you can sign in through YouTube or whatever it is that you go through, and that way, because I've been trying to figure out how to get you out of that thing, but I'll see if I'll call Facebook and see if I can get it a StreamYard and see if I can get it done. Okay, so because I want you to be able to write too. Not call me 18 times. If you have attended any of the forums, Michelle Summers is the best candidate and ain't even close based off of what I've seen. Well, listen, and that's what this whole thing is all about: is people having the opportunity to choose whom they want. Okay, so I'm in our district campaigning right now. Will you drop out and support me? Of course not. Done.
One thing for this Big Daddy. He seems to be interested in me. I have never heard anybody in my life that called himself Big Daddy wasn't 200 pounds overweight. What does he look like?
I don't have a clue.
I bet you he fits the description.
I don't have a clue. Okay. Let me see. Who else is here? Let's see. Randy, they don't want in Lowndes County. Alabama has 29 data centers, which, yeah, they do. Okay. Now, let me give you some good news. Okay. We always talk about the bad news. Let's give some good news here. And one of the things, this is me. I realize that my presence on the airways and the podcast world has some power to it. And since I will tell you that I'm going to take credit for some of this, okay? Not all of course, not all of it, but some of this. Jackson Hospital and Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Alabama agree to a new reimbursement rate, which means they are going to start receiving more money for the things that they do. They probably won't get what Baptist South has or whatever those other ones are, but they're going to get more money. Okay. Jackson Hospital President and CEO John Quinlivan confirmed Monday that the hospital and Blue Cross Blue Shield of Alabama have officially concluded negotiations and negotiate a new agreement in which financially troubled hospital will get a higher reimbursement rate from the insurer, which I couldn't understand why they didn't get it to begin with, but that's a whole different story. I'm not a medical person, so I don't know. Jackson, which remains in bankruptcy proceedings, employs about 1,800 people and serves patients across the river region. Jackson and Blue Cross Blue Shield, Alabama, in early July announced a verbal agreement. Quinlivan said the agreement that was signed did not give Jackson everything that it wanted, but it was an improvement into what they previously had. Exact numbers right now are not necessarily known. Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Alabama is pleased. This is from Blue Cross Blue Shield. Jackson Hospital will remain open and continue serving the Montgomery community and river region. For months, Blue Cross has worked with hospital leadership and other stakeholders to keep their doors open and provide patients access. Well, so did the city of Montgomery, and so did the county of Montgomery help with putting some money in the basket. So let's not pat ourselves on the back, Blue Cross Blue Shield. Had it not been for you guys, they probably wouldn't have been in the desperate shape that they were in if you paid them the same thing you pay everybody else. And I don't, and for the life of me, I cannot figure out why. Again, I'm not a doctor. I mean, maybe Baptist has got thoracic surgeons or heart surgeons or people like that. It takes a high degree of expertise to do those kind of things. I don't know. But I think the word hospital pretty much is synonymous with everybody there knows something about medicine. You would think so. All of these guys went to these medical schools and all that stuff. So you would think that they all would be paid the same. But that is not true, at least up to this point. And I'm pretty sure they probably won't pay the same, but they're going to give them a better deal. And I thank myself for that because I kept harping on it. See. Because it didn't make sense. It didn't make sense. Now, I'll tell you what I am going to do, though. See, here's what I am going to do. I'm going to sit down and cogitate on this $375 million. At the moment, of course, if we gotta rent all these trucks, we're gonna need some money for that too. Now, at the moment, I'm actually in the middle of it. I can understand why we do it, and I can understand some people concerned about doing it if they see that some basic fundamental things in their mind is not being taken care of. I can understand that. I can understand that. But I'm going to. You don't live in the district. Really? Where do I live? Where do I live, baby? I live in the district, brother. Yeah. As a matter of fact, Federal Drive is the embarkation point there. One side of Federal Drive is District 2. The other side of Federal Drive and everything on in that direction is District 3. Because you don't know how surprised I was when I found out that I was in Marche's district, and because I was in Julie Beard's district, and Julie's a hardworking person; she's out there all the time. So I was happy with who I had. Then I wake up one morning, they took the ink pen and wrote me out, and not just me and a whole lot of people. So I live in the district, but now there is a rumor that there is somebody running for this seat that does not live in the district. Okay, whether that rumor is true, I don't know, but there's a rumor. So Bibby says Bibby Black Elvis, and that's why I can give an opinion based on what I have observed. But keep up the good work in your campaign. Well, thank you, baby. I appreciate that. Yeah. And now I will say one thing about this particular race, and the election is next Tuesday. The nice thing about everybody's been pretty nice to each other. I mean, there hadn't been any backstabbing that I know of, anything like that. So everybody's been pretty, and I haven't used my own platform here to go after anybody. I don't care. The people will make the decision of who they want, in the right time and place, and that's at the ballot box, which is next Tuesday. I try not to lie to people. I try to be honest with people and tell them. But I am going to tell you, I am conflicted by the $375 million. On one instance, I think it's something we need. But when people start telling me that we don't have trucks, we don't have garbage trucks, we get grass is not being cut, here or there. Garbage is sitting outside people's house now for a week and a half, 2 weeks sometimes. That bothers me. But I don't know if getting that money, being able to buy garbage trucks, if that will help. It takes about $4 million from my calculation to get us about 15 trucks, about $4 million. And now, but if we get the truck and it breaks down, so how do you fix them if you can't get mechanics to it? I never said anything about price. So how do you know? Let's see, John. Did you believe that Obama, when he said you can keep your doctor and insurance plan? Oh, okay, I'll leave that between you two guys. But anyway, so much for that. Okay, true. Blah 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 blah. Anyway, so it's a conflicting thing. On one hand, you want to support the mayor because Montgomery needs a facelift. It really does. We need something to look at. But on the other hand, some people said maybe we ought to watch the face that we already got. But I do think there needs to be something here that bring people here. And a person, we're in the capital city of Alabama. We shouldn't have to go to Birmingham to see Usher, although I could care less about Chris Brown, but any of those guys. If they want to come to Montgomery, they ought to be able to come to Montgomery. Now, Does that mean that we? But at the moment, from a policing standpoint, I just don't think we have the ability to police gigantic crowds unless we activate the National Guard. So I don't know. It's a tough one. Which I was in the Army, young man, Jack Pierman in the United States Army. Served with the 82nd Airborne, 2nd and 75th Ranger Battalion, 1st Special Forces Group. Served with all those guys, and jumped out of airplanes all over the country, and a couple other countries. Okay, yeah, that's me, brother. As a matter of fact, my commander at the time I was there, I got there in 79, 78, was General Wayne Downing. As a matter of fact, he was colonel then. He worked for Bush in the White House, and then he turned around and got, what do you call that disease you get? He died a few years ago. What is that? They used to call it the kissing disease. Is it meningitis or something like that? He called some kind of thing. My sergeant major, my RIP instructor was George Conrad. I think George is still alive, lives in Nevada. As a matter of fact, Command Sergeant Major, he was the Ranger Regiment Sergeant Major for a minute. What a hell of a guy. That was like my dad. He sat me down and gave me the facts of life sometimes when I was lost, which was often as a private. All privates are lost, so it doesn't make any difference. I was lost big time, and they used to call me the N-word at the battalion. I said, well, he said, so I walked in his office one day, and I said, Sergeant Conrad, why they calling me nigger? And because I'm from Indiana, I mean, I know they call people that in Alabama, but not I mean, come on, not in Indiana. If we did it, we didn't do it in public. We did it when we got the doors closed. But he said, sit down, Elkins. I said, yes, sir. He said, if you go to combat, do you believe? Now, you joined this unit voluntarily. I said, yes, sir. Yeah, that's where I wanted to be. I said, I wanted to be with the best that there was. He says, so if the enemy catches you, do you believe that the worst thing's going to happen to you is that they call you a nigger? He put it in perspective then. He said, get the hell out of my office. Basically, he said, stop whining. Okay. Had I stopped whining, I kept on moving. Because you kept your doctor doesn't mean everyone did. Anyway, it was really interesting. It was an interesting unit. So I had to be one of the toughest units I've ever been in. It was my first unit on active duty was Ranger Battalion, and I kept a lot of that training with me. I mean, you don't give up, you don't quit, and even when it looks like there's no way out, you keep scratching, you keep scratching, you keep scratching because you never know, you may get some divine help. Okay, so you never know. Everyone, what is it? Everyone in their 70s. What do you say? Everybody in their 70s. I can't. Everyone that's 70 is fine keeping every. Listen. And listen. You may have a point. I think we become comfortable with who we are and the way things have always been. And somebody once said, and I'm going to quote it again, let me get myself. If you keep on doing the things you've always done, you'll keep on getting the same thing. You'll keep on getting what you've always gotten. And maybe, just maybe, I consider myself more of a pragmatist. If it makes sense, let's do it. But I got to think, a 70-year-old, because I'm not 70 yet, but I'm 69. A 70-year-old brain has been engineered towards certain things, and even though I may think I'm being reasonable, I may not be. At least, but not by today's standards. But I do believe that the standard of right never changes. but he is right about one thing. But I'm trying to think about what is one thing that a young person can tell me that that makes sense enough for me to change my ways. And me and Z had this conversation yesterday, and I just so I let him talk, but I just didn't. It just didn't. It didn't register in my brain what it was saying because it didn't make sense to me. Mononuclear. Is that what he died from? Okay. But anyway, in your own words, what's the good and bad thing about getting old? There's nothing bad about getting old or older. It's nothing bad about it. I mean, now you have. I haven't had any yet. Thank God, I haven't had any what you call issues. But I would imagine there's something with my name on it out there, and when it hits me, I'll let you know. So there's nothing bad about it. It's like the other day we were at a forum, and someone said, "Well, tell me what's the thing you don't like about Montgomery." Well, you know what? I really can't find anything out. There's really nothing bad about Montgomery. I don't like the way, but every city, like I told the MCDC the other night, I've lived in a bunch of cities, a couple of countries, and you know what? Everybody's complaining about the same thing. When I left Honolulu, somebody in Honolulu was saying, "I want to go to Tacoma. I want to go to Seattle. I want to go to the mainland," which is what we call it from over there. And then when they get to the mainland, guess what they said? "Man, I want to go back to Hawaii." So Montgomery is no different than any other city in America. It's got its ups, it's got its downs, it's got its great people, some outstanding people, and good people, and it's got some numbnuts too. So there are a lot of things, and one of the things I told him, one thing about the South, people are, for the most part, honest people. For the most part, they're honest people. Even if they don't really like you, they tell you that. If they don't like you, you'll know. But they're good people. Most of them are always willing to lend a hand. And for 30 years on this microphone, I've been able to reach out and galvanize those people every year to do something for somebody. And it has never failed yet. For 35 years, I've been able to reach out, and we've been able to reach out and help people in this city. Some you'll never know about because we don't talk about it. They don't talk about it. I've gotten everything from people who needed cars. People have given me cars to give to people who needed them. All because I was on the radio and they knew that I've done nothing but try to help people since I have been in this genre, in this business. So I'm hoping that goes into the election with me, that I spent 35 years helping people who needed help. And you can't talk about it all, because if you talk about it all, people think you're bragging. And I don't have nothing to brag about, because my checking account keeps me humble. Okay, my checking account keeps me really humble, so I'm good. But anyway, there are a lot of things we can do to help one another, and that's what I want to do in District 3, because I met some great people up there on these hills, on these old communities. I met some great people who just don't need much. They just need a little help, some kind of way, some kind of way. And I really wish there was a organization. Forget violence, the Office of Violence Prevention. How about the Office of Getting Put Out Prevention, where older folks can be assured that they got a place to stay? Maybe we need a city hotel. I don't know. But there's things we can do. The shape that I see older people in this city who paved the path for me and other people, it's kind of depressing sometimes. Okay, yeah, it's kind of depressing, and I know we can do better. I know we can do better. As a matter of fact, a couple of months ago, the mayor was in West Montgomery with I guess it's is it on Edgemont, where it's a new senior citizens living facility, which I was glad to see it, because I may need it. And I said, okay, That's good. That's what we need. And I hope it's safe. I hope it's secure. I don't know which. I think it's on the old Nixon Street. Anyway, it's over there someplace. I've got to go by there and see it. And it's off Fairview Avenue someplace. You wouldn't think that it would be a safe place to be over there, but it is. And most of the time there's trouble. It's between people who know each other. But and Willie, there are some things that need to stay the same. A man cannot be a woman. That won't change. Men should not play in women's sports. That should stay the same. Right is right and wrong is wrong. It's got nothing to do with my age, your age, or anybody else's age. It's the same right and wrong for no matter how old you are or how young you are. It's the same thing. But I think George Washington Carver said you should be tolerant of the weak and strong. Okay? Tolerant of the weak and strong, because someday in your life, you're going to be all of them. The poor, the weak, and the strong. You must be tolerant of them and help them, because at some point in your life, you have been weak, you have been strong, and if you live long enough and the good Lord gives you life, you will be older. Okay, so I'm just saying, just remember that. And humility, it keeps us teachable. It keeps us teachable. We realize that we don't know everything. We don't have every answer. GWC did not invent the peanut. He extracted those things out of the peanut that were there for him, but he did not invent the peanut. Okay, God invented the peanut. Okay, but what George Washington Carver did was investigate that peanut and come up with a multitude of things that it can do. Okay, now as a teacher, Dr. Joe, GWC did not invent the peanut. Okay, I'm just with. Anyway, we will get nowhere being scared. Timothy, I agree with you. But we also don't want to be reckless. Okay, we don't want to be reckless. We don't, and we want to be cautious about the steps that we make. That's all I'm saying. You just got to be cautious about the steps you make. Okay, so now tonight, you know what I'm gonna do tonight? I'm going to write a list of the pros and cons, and tomorrow I will have my definitive stance on the $375 million. And I will tell you, I'm leaning toward signing for it. Again, unless somebody can make one hell of an argument. Because all that money, and I think people, kind of like my brain gets, I think people think that all that money is going toward the center, and it isn't. There's $175 million of that that it's supposed to go everywhere else in Montgomery. It's $375 million, $200 million now. But here's my problem: can we be guaranteed that we won't hear anything about overcost, overcharge, unexpected expenditures? Will we get a guarantee that the $200 million is what we spend and everything else goes toward the upkeep of the city of Montgomery? Can we get that assurance? Okay, I don't know what that upkeep looks like, but can we get an assurance that $200 million is what we are going to pay? I don't want to get started on it, and then all of a sudden, we don't have enough money. Well, okay, so get us a contractor who will guarantee in writing that $200 million is all it's going to cost us, and once that money is gone, you still need to finish the job. If you cannot do it for that, then don't bid on the project. Now that is what we want. You give me that, a guarantee that 8 months into it, a year into it, that we won't hear about, well, this costs more than we thought. Sorry about that. Then that's on you. That's on you. We getting tired of bait and switch. We're tired of the bait and switch. We got the bait and switch on the white water thing. 35 million, now it's 100 million. That is how much was that? Was that 70 million, 65 million more money than we were supposed to? I didn't say 65,000. 65 million more than they said it was going to be. Okay. So if people can't give us that kind of guarantee, I will find it difficult. I would find it difficult to support it, because the 200 million now becomes 230, 240, 250. Nah. But anyway, but give me that guarantee, Mr. Mayor, and I'm on your side. 200 million is a lot of money. That ain't chicken feed. That's a lot of money. Since the building is already there and the property is already there, it would just seem like to me that, for $200 million, you ought to be able to build a brand new one. So that ought to be enough to add on, add on to the advertiser property, and add whatever we want to it for that kind of money. You know what I mean? But anyway, that's just me. But I'll have I will cogitate on this or not. Somebody said 200 million. Don't hire minority contractors. We want to hire the best contractor. Somebody who has a record of staying within budget, and who also has expertise. And I want to see their work. Okay, put it online, put it somewhere. Let us see their work. Okay, and they came in. You know what would be nice? If somebody came in under budget. That would be nice. Okay, that would be nice. Anyway, my time is up. We'll be back. The answer is no. Well, we'll see. We will see how that all works out. Anyway, tomorrow's my Friday, of course. Then I got to spend the rest of the weekend kissing babies and saying hi to people and on the street. Hey, if you look outside, you may see me on your street. Nobody can guarantee prices today that will be the same in 3 years. Well, maybe we need to take our expectations down just a little bit until somebody. And I mean, again, we cannot keep having people tell us it costs more than what we told you, because then it doesn't cost what you told us it costs. Again, if people in the city council are going to put their jobs on the line, for this, to make sure that the mayor gets what he wants, and we want it to in a certain kind of way, but if we're going to ask them to put their job on it, we got to have some guarantees. And that guarantee would be get a builder who won't nickel and dime us to tell, well, it cost a little more than we thought it would cost. Well, that's not my problem. Okay, when I go to your house and fix on your computer, I'm gonna give you a price. I'm not gonna tell you once I get there where it's gonna be more. I'm not gonna do that. Your word is your bond. Okay, your word is your bond. And so when I go to people's homes and fix their computers and show up at the house, I don't go in there with a moving calculator. They already know what they're going to pay me when I ring the doorbell. They know what it's going to cost them. I want the same service out of other people who, and my money ain't nowhere near their money. So I'm just saying, we need some guarantees. Okay. The building that is there will likely be demolished, and there will be a new structure built from the ground up. So we got to pay for demolishing the building too. So why the hell did we buy it if we wasn't planning on using the building? Anyway, I got to go. Now that's another bill that we have to incur that we didn't think we were going to have to do. Well, then you know what, Willie? Guess what? Maybe it's time that somebody does. Maybe it's time that somebody guarantees what we tell you is what we get. When I go to people's homes, if my insurance kept going up every month, after you told me what I had to pay, I'd leave you. Yeah, I'd be gone. Okay. If my car note keeps going up every month, when the guy told me, well, this is what it costs you, and it keeps going up, I'd be gone. Yeah, we just wouldn't do it. But anyway, Yeah, pretty much I do. Yeah, I do. Pretty much I do. Matter of fact, I've lowered prices on some things because if it don't take me very long, I don't charge people because of my expertise. So I don't charge exactly. And some prices are going down on because I don't have the overhead of having a building someplace where I was paying rent for years. On Troy Highway, on Burbank, and a few other places. So I don't have that overhead. So I'm not charging people like I got a bunch of overhead, and I don't. I work from home, so it's no big deal. I don't have overhead. Plus, Social Security helps too. Demolish. So we got to pay to demolish the building. We got to pay extra to move the Durbers away. I don't know if that's gonna. Who said we should buy that building anyway? Anyway, they didn't invite me into that conversation. Anyway, gotta go. Life's up, but we did learn a couple things today. That a new garbage truck that's electric costs $700,000. A garbage truck that is not electric, that is diesel, runs about $150,000 to $300,000. Which one you think we should buy? Not even close. Yeah, diesel. Bring it on. Anyway, have a great day, everybody, and we'll see you around the way. Oh, I did not give you guys the lesson of life today. Ooh. Okay, let me go. Let me give you the lesson of life, and then I can go for today. Some of you guys need this one. Some of y'all need this. Okay, here we go. There we go. And the lesson of life today is this. Great people are truly humble. Most of us underestimate the importance of humility. It is an important skill because it keeps you teachable, regardless of how much you already know or the possessions that you have. Humility. That's the lesson of life today. See you later. I wrote this song. I just want y'all to know I wrote this song. I did, yeah, me. Mm-hmm. Yeah, gotcha. Yeah.